It's that time of year again, where you go around wearing sneaky disguises, taking candy from strangers. Anywho, to stay in the spirit of things, we decided to shake it up a bit, and put a little spice in your life. So we made some salt and pepper shakers that look like ghosts, but watch out behind you. You may get a flavor-inducing boo. Coming up on FabLab.
FabLab episode 16, Spooky Shakers. Ooh. It's Thursday, October 6th, 2011. What's up, Nicholas?
What's up?
Nothing much.
So, Jeb and I were thinking earlier, and we'll probably mention this just directly off the top of the show, so, just so you know this, that we were, I guess since the last time that we did this show, since we did FabLab, because it's monthly now, this is our first monthly show.
So it takes us a little bit to get around to you now.
Yeah.
But we get around.
But we were at the Atlanta Mini Maker Fair on, what was it, September 5th, I think it was?
Something like that,
Yeah, it was the first weekend in September, I believe. And, no, it was the 9th, or the 10th. I don't know, anyway. Whenever that was. And if you
It
go
was
to...
on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was on a Saturday. And we met a couple people. One guy had actually heard of us before, which was pretty cool.
We met Freeside over there.
Yeah, there was a ton of people there. Freeside was one of them that was kind of interesting because they weren't exactly like...
It's like a hacker space, which is really cool because we don't really have that around here.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't exactly like making things, but like a hackerspace is a really cool place to go
where you
make
can make
things.
stuff.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's our episode number 1 of PB on the Go, and you can find that on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pbcasttv, and that will also be in the show notes below if you're watching either on Ponoko, blog.ponoko.com or on pbcasttv.com as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. So, and we did mention since we are doing a monthly show now, that means that we're going to have, if possible, a focus show on maybe like a theme or something.
Something going on in that month, maybe.
Right. And we obviously chose for October to be Halloween.
Yeah. So we got some spooky shakers. But first, go ahead and head on over to fab.pbcast.tv. And that's where it'll redirect you over there to Ponoko's blog for right now. And you can get our latest episode, 16, and get all the files and everything and see the different tools and different things you might need. So I guess we just go ahead and get into it then.
Yes.
So we have spooky shakers. So what we ended up using was a brand new material for Ponoko,
right,
which it was about a month ago, which is when we made these. But it's still a brand new material. But we have let's see if I can pull it up here.
No, I don't think they don't have any new materials after this one, right? So this may still be like the newest material. I don't.
No, because they have the
they just came out
the
with one,
durable fine plastic after the
that.
ceramic.
So
but
this is
you have
still...
of course not. And
which one is it? Is it 8 maybe?
Yeah, it
changes
all the time.
Yay,
it doesn't work. So basically what we have is the wrong window. And we use their 3D printed glazed ceramic material, and it's there it is. Somehow it changed back. I don't know why. There we go. Okay, so here's our blog post. If you come over here to materials, you will see the material we're using. This is their 3D printed glazed ceramic. It's one of their cheapest materials. I think it is the actual cheapest material they have, which is really cool because you can make like cups and stuff like that and mugs that you normally wouldn't make because of 3D printing,
right?
So you can see how it kind of supports itself, and it does distort a little because it's ceramic, and when it heats, you're firing this thing at some really high levels of heat in a kiln, and it's gonna distort some just because of the nature of it. So we have all of that. You can see how it takes text. Now, there's a lot of design rules for the glazed ceramic. So they're worried at Ponoko that this is one of the most difficult materials to conform to because it just has so many different things you have to go for. Like, for example, the glaze on the material is 2 millimeters thick. So you have to, if you want your product to be, or your model to be a certain size, you have to actually offset it in by 2 millimeters everywhere. So like, and we'll get to these in a second, we'll talk more about them. But like for holes and stuff, you actually have to make them 2 millimeters bigger than what you actually want them to come out to be.
Okay, so that's kind of tricky.
Yeah, so you have to really think really hard, and no hard edges, none of that. So, okay, let's get to tools you're going to need. Salt and pepper. I mean, it's 3D printed object. It's pretty much ready to go when you get it. But salt, pepper. Oh, wonder what that's for. And some like little plugs to stick in the bottom. So let's come over here to the Mia Cam here and show you what these look like. Which actually I'll just go to the picture because that seems like a much more logical explanation than.
So it is 4 out of 5 blabs, and I'm guessing because ceramic is kind of a hard.
Yeah, it just the design's constraints. Plus, you're doing 3D modeling, so you require some 3D modeling skills, and you just got to make sure you do it all right.
And this is one of our first projects in a while that does not require you to put anything together. Like it already comes like ready to go. Like
you
it's
just
all
have to
designed.
go hunt down some like little rubber stoppers, some really small corks or anything like that will work. But this is pretty much what they look like. You have this is the 3-hole one. There's a debate on the internet of what you put in this, salt or pepper. I do it by flow, which means that you would put pepper in this because pepper flows slower because it's smaller and compacts together. So you put pepper in the one with more holes, salt in the one with less holes because it flows more in bigger crystals. So let's see if I can pull up some pictures here. But you got any questions, Nicholas, about it?
It's kind of interesting because just looking at the material, I wouldn't think that ceramic. You said it was one of the cheaper materials.
Yeah, I mean
right?
it's like 20 cents or with your prime, it's 18 cents a cubic centimeter.
So why is that? Is it because it's like a kiln and everything, and there's no 3D modeling or anything?
I mean, picture basically if you made tile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
A piece of tile doesn't cost that much.
Right.
Okay. But now a piece of nylon, that same size, costs more. It's just the material costs more, and the process they use to make it is the same process that they use, similar process I should say, that they use for like the steel models and all that. They actually will print a powdered ceramic with a binding agent, and they call this the green state of the product. And you could actually just take it when it comes out of the printer and go, and then just crush it in your hand. Then what they do is they take it very carefully over to the kiln, or first they have to completely dry it. So they have to, and that's why you get like a month lead time on these. Okay, so they're longer than your normal 3D printed products. Normally it's like 2 weeks. You can get it about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is gonna be about 4 weeks to get it. And the only reason behind that is because they have to dry it so long. If you've ever seen like how it's made on like toilets and stuff like that, they have to dry these things for a long time because if there's any moisture left in it before they fire it for the glaze, it's gonna crack and burst, and it's just gonna break. So there has to be zero moisture in it. I mean, no moisture whatsoever. So they have to dry them for a couple weeks just to get them down to. Whoops, that's the wrong. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So here's some different pictures of them. As you can see, there's 2 there. They're kind of curvy on the back, and there's the opening for the hole. Now, if you notice on the bottom, wherever the bottom of the part is not going to have glaze on it because they have to set it on something. So they're not going to glaze the bottom part that sits on the kiln.
So did you actually account for that, or?
You need to have a bottom to your part. They need to have some kind of logical bottom to the part.
Right.
And if there's not a logical bottom, well then they kind of like just guess, and it might not be where you want it to be, but they'll use some kind of like, estimate it or whatever.
And also, I guess that's not bad because the glaze kind of makes it, like you said, sort of wavy. So
Yeah, and it's
you
real
do have
smooth.
you have a
that's real
smooth
nice
bottom,
about it.
yeah. So they're gonna stand up. Now.
So and there they go standing up.
That's awesome.
Oh, whoops, sorry. There they go standing up on top of each other there, and of course the sneaky shot there. So but the easiest way that you can find plugs for these, I think, is just to go to the store, go to like your local like cheap discount store or something, find some salt and pepper shakers that have the plugs in the bottom that are about the same size as your holes, if you're wanting to make these, and just make them. Buy the salt and pepper shaker, and then just take the plugs out and stick them in there. I mean, you'll probably spend about $2 or something on the $2 US for the plugs. Oh well.
Well, and you could use the salt and pepper. I mean, unless you had some that you wanted to use. So
yeah, and this actually cost with a Prime account. It ended up costing with shipping $32.72 for 2 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So that really isn't that bad.
And that's with shipping. So
yeah.
I mean, the shipping now with a lot of Ponoko orders, if you go over $100 shipping or $100, I think with a Prime account they give you free shipping.
That's cool.
So that's kind of one of those things. But yeah, so I think it would have been probably $25 or something like that for just the parts.
You think about it. Not only can you customize these yourself, and they'd probably be around that as long as they're about the same size, but also, I mean, where are you going to find some of these that were ceramic and built yourself, and they're under $35 or whatever?
Yeah, and in the whatever you want to call it, in the method of what FabLab is, we're showing you how to do stuff.
Right.
So that you get an idea in your head and go out and do something on your own. Yes, you can go on there and get these project files and make them on your own.
But what fun is that? I mean, wouldn't it be more fun to make your own thing?
Yeah. So, but there is a volume restrictions. If you go over a certain size volume or density or cubic centimeters of material, they will not let you print it. It'll say you cannot. So you're not going to accidentally not be able to print it. It'll just tell you when you upload it, you can't print this.
Okay.
So, because I tried to make some really cool ceramic solo cups and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just too much material and it wouldn't let me do it. So, let's see. Send us some emails.
Right. fab@pcasttv.com.
Send us your suggestions, comments, snide remarks, whatever.
Yeah.
Send us some ideas for some projects or something.
And especially, well, you don't have to, but if you have themed, things. Yeah. I mean, there's only a certain amount of months that you can theme.
Just think about what goes on during a month. If it's something, in, maybe if you're over the pond or something, and there's something that's going on in your neck of the woods,
right,
that you might want to see showcased on a Ponoko episode, via a project of some sort. Hey, shoot us an email. Let us know. We'll try to see what we can do.
Exactly.
And but there is only one project a month, so make it count.
Yeah, true.
You can follow Nick on Twitter at @ThatNickJones.
Yes.
And his website, his personal blog is nickjones.me, which I've also seen that you have a sports blog now.
Yes, that was something that me and my friend wanted to do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's, whatever. Just gives me, because it was one of those things where I didn't want to do it on my personal blog because, how many people are going to go to a personal blog to see, pictures I take, but also, and then I was like, well, whatever. So we just decided to do it, and yeah, pretty awesome.
And you can follow me on Twitter with twitter.com/freakinghuge, FREAKINHUGE, and my personal blog, jacobroberts.me, which is basically a regurgitation of my YouTube videos. So I might throw something in there every once in a while. Who knows? Yeah. It also has my Twitter feed and whatever. So yeah, check it out. So yeah. And once again, if you didn't really get that, fab.pbcasttv.com. Get all your files any old time. Plus, you can see all of our blog posts on there.
Right.
from episode 1 to episode 16. So go check that out.
Indeed.
So I guess until next time,
I'm Nick Jones.
and I'm Jacob Roberts.
And this has been another episode of FabLab.
See you guys.